A warm welcome, everyone, and great to have the SuperCoach Lads podcast back after a bit of a hiatus. After we couldn't, technical difficulties ruined us last week, and it's just me and Marco this week. Sluggy's been a bit soft.
Soft
Good
as
to see you,
butter.
Marco.
Yeah, good to see you, Bots. How are we?
Yeah, pretty good. How's your week been?
Yeah, no, pretty cruisy week of work. What about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Still in holiday mode, which is pleasing.
Yeah, ideal.
Another good week of SuperCoach and really good week of football, I thought.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
No, it was a good week of footy. Shame the Bombers got screwed over by the umpires, but we won't get into that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
apart from that, there was a few games a bit one-sided this week, actually, but there was a few good ones mixed in there as well. So it was a good week.
Was interesting. How'd your team go, Marco?
Yeah, this week I didn't do too bad. Not as good as I've seen people get, but I got 2,282, so it was actually quite disappointing compared to other scores that I've seen. Sitting at 30k in the ranking, so not much movement there. Jakey Lloyd, I've loved him since I've traded him in. It's killing it. Scored 140 this week. Captain Gorn, as always, just...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he just produces every week, the old SuperCoach captain there. Zachy Merritt's in fine form, Stephen Martin, and Gaff was a great pickup for me this week. Scored 123. And then the rest of me premiums kind of just sat around the 80, 90, low hundreds mark. No one really else stood out around there. Disappointments this week were Wines and Franklin. Don't know what's going on with those two half the time. Good to see Dustin Martin back scoring though, and Holman and Goulfy are two other people that killed me this week. Also, I was gonna put Logan Austin as a loophole this week, and take his score instead of Goulfy's, but forgot to put the emergency on him. But yeah, we're looking good with 7 trades left and 150k in the bank. What about yourself, Butts?
Yeah, I had a bit of an interesting week, sort of repeat of my whole year, really. Did okay, not great. Got the 2177. But yeah, really pleased with how some of my, probably not, you wouldn't call them premiums, how some of my mid prices / rookies are going. Tommy Duday is absolutely dominating lately, and he was, I wouldn't say best of field, but he's probably in the top 3 or 4 players on the ground last week, and was really good in that intercepting role, and took some really nice contested marks off opposition kicks. And yeah, the last 2 weeks he's hit me 120 and 109, which is really pleasing if you don't have Jake Lloyd. So
Bit of an inside
yeah,
joke there.
very much so. And and also another one that who did well for me was Christian Patraka, who
Good to see him actually finally score.
Yeah, since first 100 since round 3. Bloody yeah, and he hit me 138, and we all know that Christian's capable. He's a very, very good footballer, and probably something that's holding him back a little bit is his ability. Probably his ability around goals is actually he's pretty good around goals, so it's holding him back playing in the midfield. And we know how deep Melbourne's midfield has gone this year, Marco.
Yeah, no, they've gone pretty deep with their midfield. They've gone all right in that position.
And we saw, and something that's really noticeable too is Angus Brayshaw is sort of in that same fold. I think he's probably like a 3rd, 4th year player, and just sort of only just starting to get a crack in there now. So, jeepers, Melbourne's midfield's going phenomenally. It's not all smooth sailing on the ladder though. They're sitting 6th, but they're still only percentage in the 8 from North Melbourne. So
they haven't really taken their chances, have they?
No, they haven't, and it'll be really interesting to see how they go Saturday afternoon. They're playing Western Bulldogs, I think. I think it's a home game.
Yeah.
So that'll be really interesting. And then they got the Cats at Cardinia, I think, and then Adelaide at Adelaide. So yeah, it's going to be a tough 3 rounds for them. And jeepers, if they drop this week, I think they're nearly stuffed.
Yeah, they could almost fall out, couldn't they?
they could normally, because I don't, probably can't, they're not going to beat Geelong at Geelong, I wouldn't have thought. And
No one beats Geelong at Geelong except for Sydney, so yeah.
and then Adelaide at Adelaide's a tough ask, especially when they're going to have a few players come back. Matty Crouch is slowly getting back into form. Big Texan's going to play. We'll have a few games under his belt by then, so it'd be really interesting. See how that goes and see how Melbourne goes. And brought in Jackie Billings, who struggled a little bit. First 3 quarters, I was really happy with the way he was. He was on about 63 at 3/4 time, so I was actually pretty pleased with how he was going. Because I'll probably take 85s from him. 90s probably. You'd want a 90 a week. And so, he hit me 77, just sort of died a little bit in the last quarter, and as Port Adelaide slowly overran them. But I thought he was okay, without being great. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how he. It'll be interesting to see how he goes in the next few weeks because he still had decent possessions. He still had 22 touches, 4 tackles. And, some players, look at Buddy Bontempelli, has 22 and gets 140. So the points will come. So that'll be interesting to see how Billings goes. He could probably really be a make or break for me, I would have thought.
Yeah, it was an interesting trade bringing him in, but seeing as he's burnt so many people this year. But, hopefully he does well for you.
See how we go.
Yeah.
So we'll go straight into Sluggy's discussion questions, even though the young fella's not around tonight.
Soft.
Do you want to start us off, or do you want me to have a crack?
Oh, you go first, Butts. You go first this week.
So something that's really been coming up lately that's been problematic is the fixture, and especially Paddy Dangerfield, one of the best players in the comp, has raised his concerns about it. And it's probably always been a thing we talk about. And it's on the back of the Collingwood Football Club. They're sitting second on the ladder.
I'd also say Richmond in that too, but
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Collingwood are sitting second, and they're sitting 11 and 4. They're only sitting equal second there, so they could be as well as fourth as well by percentage. They're sitting at 11 and 4, and what was really striking to me, and I think it would be to you as well, is that this year they've beaten 2 top 8 sides. I'm not sure who they are, but they've beaten 2 top 8 sides, and they're
Melbourne was one of them.
Yeah, and they're sitting second, which is really, really interesting. So that sort of shows you what their draw is like. It's obviously soft. And I think they played outside Melbourne 5 times this year, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And
I think that's the same for Richmond too, actually.
Yeah, Richmond's pretty similar as well.
Yeah.
And their 3 losses have all come from away games as well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, they have.
But something that I wouldn't say it needs to happen soon, but maybe in the next few years, I'd really like a 17 rounds, just because it takes everything out of account and it is the fairest possible way. Instead of each year, because I think as it is at the moment, you play every team once, and then whatever part of the ladder you finished in that year, the next year it depends how easy your draw is. That's right, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
It's something like that, yeah. Yep.
Similar, very similar. So,
Yep.
Which is weird, which I don't like, because you can have a team like Richmond who go from, 3rd, 4th, 5th last to winning a flag just because of their draw was really soft. And it's not fair. And it's just... I understand.
Sorry to just cut you off there, but with what you just said about Richmond, I don't think it's because... So much, part of it was that their draw was soft, but if you look at their finals run, they clearly were the best team in the league.
Oh, no doubt.
Finals.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But why don't we take that argument away from it all? If we had 17 rounds, put a round of State of Origin footy in the middle, and puts it out to pretty much 18 rounds, have a young stars game, so we can have all the stars dominate.
Yeah.
And we have a bye weekend, which pushes it over to 20 weeks then. Yeah. I'd love to have 17 rounds, because it's completely fair, and it's taking away these teams that always have soft runs, and it would make it really fair for teams playing away and at home. That's my thought. What do you think about 17 rounds? And I know and I'm a traditionalist, and I know it's completely off it, but
Yeah.
if we're talking about fairness and equalisation, this is 100% what it's about, I think.
I'm actually surprised you agree to that because, yeah, you are a traditionalist. I'm not really sure what they should do with the draw. I kind of like the way it is. I'm not so much a fan of maybe the bottom teams getting to play lesser teams like as they work as a ladder fixture. I think what they should do for those like last 5 games or whatever, they should have 2 top 8 teams from the year before that they play or something like that, and 3 bottom 8 teams. Maybe that could work instead of just making the softness throughout the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what if you play a team like Richmond,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to have an easy run, and then you end up having to play a Richmond who's finishing second on the ladder, and you're a bottom team. That goes against you as well.
Yeah, but that's the luck of the draw, isn't it? If that team then ends up performing that year, then you can't help it.
And my argument with that to be is winning a flag. It is about luck, but it's also about I just think
The other thing that I think what they were talking about on Monday night with On the Couch was I think Paddy Dangerfield's idea was to have 17 rounds, and then the last 5 rounds you verse the 5 teams around your ladder position. So if you finish in the top 6, that's Group 1. If you finish in the middle third, so from 7 till 12, that's the next group, and then from 13 down to 18. So you verse that, and by my understanding of it was that if you finish in the top 6 after 6 rounds, you are guaranteed to finish finals, and then it's just a battle for position there, and then the 7 to 12 then work out from that who finishes in the last 2 spots in the 8. I think that's what Paddy Dangerfield touched on the other night. That's an option that they've considered, like they're talking about. How do you see that one working?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. And it's totally different to what we.
It's kind of like in the NFL or something. You know how they just automatically like qualify after a certain point of games.
Yeah.
Like they lock them in. It's kind of like that, but not really. I don't know. It could work. I think it's not a bad idea. It just, they need to do. I don't know if they need to do something, but to get rid of the argument, you probably have to.
Yeah, that's right. And so I don't know. And it's still great seeing your fairy tales, your Bulldogs, and your.
Oh, for sure.
Richmond.
Look, like I like seeing now that Collingwood's back up in the 8. I'm an Essendon supporter, but I have a softness for Collingwood because my family loves them. And it's good seeing like these teams back up and running because it's good for the AFL. But this soft draw argument, I don't really care much for it, but some people seem to have a big passion about it. Yeah.
That was a good topic. Good choice.
Moving on my point.
Yep.
So cool. We've been kind of avoiding this topic all year, and I was hoping that old Slugster was going to be on to talk about it with us, but I'll bring it up anyway. So the congestion butler. What do we do about this congestion topic? Now, I've been watching a lot of football, and from what I last night actually on player takeover night on AFL 360, Jack Rewalt and John Lewis were talking about, and they actually kind of liked it. There seems to be a feeling around the AFL with the players that they actually kind of like the idea of the zones. I don't know in what style, but keeping the forwards back in their spots to open the game. By the sounds of it, that's the players are actually enjoying it. Like the Hawthorns and the Brisbanes who have trialled it actually think it's a good idea. And they're liking it. So there's a kind of feel that it might lean that way. But after watching a lot of football, I reckon things that they need to stop doing, the boundary umpires take friggin' forever to throw the ball in. Just pick the ball up and throw it in. Yeah, just pick the ball up and throw it in. Don't wait. David King touched on it early in the year, and I haven't really heard it since, but it was not a bad idea. Um, when it comes to like the illegal disposal, or like a player getting tackled and the ball just spills out in the tackle, they should just pay an automatic free kick to the next teammate of that player who picks up the ball and gets tackled straight away. It's called he called it team what's the word? Priority. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Butler? Prior opportunity. There we go. They call it team prior opportunity. Because your teammates already had the ball, they've had the chance to get rid of it, they've been tackled, it's just fallen out of the tackle. It's then the next player's responsibility to get rid of it. But as soon as he gets tackled, he should be pinned. Because if you watch, once the ball hits the deck, everyone just runs straight for it. And it just gets stuck. And I reckon they should either start rewarding the tackles better, or reward the tackle to the next player who picks it up. They're my points on it.
My points are, I want the game to sort of go towards soccer a bit more, in the sense, interchanges and
lower them, yeah.
Gone are the days, like even 20 years ago, Cam Mooney played a grand final for North Melbourne, and he didn't come on till halfway through the second quarter. And because our sports science teams have got real good, we're just rotating players, and so everyone plays 85%, and obviously that helps the whole team outrun all day. I reckon it'd be really nice to see just 10 interchanges.
10?
Because then 10.
Gee.
And I reckon, okay, maybe a bit more, 15 or 20, but
yeah.
It'd be really good just to see players just like the ones that set the game apart. Like, imagine Paddy Dangerfield just going one-on-one with a tagger all day. Like, 98% game time.
Yeah.
Benny Brown playing on a fullback, 100% game time.
Yeah.
He's been getting rotated a little bit lately. But I just think it'd be awesome. And then that would just clear congestion up straight away.
Oh, yeah.
Because people wouldn't be able to get to the contest. People would be struggling to run. And I know they're going to say there's more injuries and all that. But that does not matter, because back in the day, it was the same thing happened.
Actually, on that point of injuries, Butler, they've actually had more soft tissue injuries. Like, severe ones. They were talking about it last night. They probably only had... So, Sean Higgins touched on it last night. They probably only had, like, 1 or 2, like, hamstrings a year that were over the 4-week mark, like the regulation hamstring. Now we are seeing players, numbers of players going out for 12 weeks plus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I actually do agree with the capping of the interchanges. I think you might have gone a bit low. I think maybe even like 50. Keep it at 50.
And you might see a little bit, but what's it at the moment? 80? 80.
80.
Yeah, 80.
Yeah. Okay, maybe 40. Half it. Make it 40.
Yeah. And I reckon it'd be really interesting, because people would be on the ground double.
You won't see the stupid, I've kicked a goal, I'll run off the field now and have a break.
Oh, don't you hate that?
It doesn't make sense. If a guy is on fire and he's just kicked a goal, why run off?
Yeah. Bloody earth.
Yeah.
And you see Dustin Martin to it all the time.
He does it every goal that he kicks. He runs off the field.
He'll be one-on-one in the goal square. Fucking just body his man out. and just beat him one-on-one. And then next thing you know, he's off the ground. If he's got the matchup working for him, keep him on the...
Yeah, exactly right. If he's on a medium-sized defender, one-on-one in the goal square, stay on him. Don't change it.
Yeah, so I think, just reducing... I don't like this caps. It's not netball. And it's when we shouldn't be at it.
Oh, no. The zoning... I think the zoning, when it comes to the ball up in the centre, having 6 on each end, I reckon that makes sense. But then Yeah,
because we're not... You got soccer, you've got to start behind the line. You've got netball, you're restricted zones.
Yeah.
I just like the freedom of football, like similar to basketball.
Yeah.
You sort of do what you want. Yeah. That was good. So something that, Coach of the Year this year, and I thought it was interesting because the end of the day, there's been a few, and I think we've got to take Dimmer Hardwick out of this because they've shown what they did last year. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't,
He
and
won
we're
it
not going
last year too, didn't he?
Yeah, I reckon he did. And it was
Yeah,
the first time, which is
yeah.
he deservedly needed.
Oh,
It.
definitely.
But I'm just going to go through all the coaches for you, and I
Yep.
just want you to give me a grade for them and how you think they're going this year.
A grade out of like A to F, that sort of grade.
A, B, C, D.
A, B, C, D. Yeah.
Um, so, and yeah, and how we're going to do it is, and if you want to talk about them, yeah, have a few words and say what you think about them.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Can do.
Okay, so Adelaide's coach, John Pike.
I'm gonna give him a B. I was thinking C because they were like, they were obviously in the grand final last year, but I think injuries, like some teams this year, he's been hit by them, and I think once they get their players back, they're going to be back to how they were. I think they've just been affected by injuries, so I'll give him a B.
Yep, Chris Fagan, Brisbane.
Oh no, I give him an A. I reckon what he's doing in Brisbane's great. They've got a young list, a lot of improvement to do, but he's doing great stuff up there.
Yeah, I like that. Carlton and the little fella Bolton from Tasmania.
I'm gonna have to give him a C. Where's the improvement in Carlton? I saw a stat. They've won, I think, 2 of the last 25 games, and Brendan Bolton's only won, I think, like 14 in his career. It might be less. I don't know, but I give him a C. I don't know what Carlton's doing.
Love that. Collingwood, Nathan Buckley.
Oh, easily an A. From the amount of injuries they've had to where they've come from on the ladder, sitting second, yeah, I'll give him an A. Despite the soft draw, I know, but he's got an A.
I agree. Essendon, John Worsfold.
I'm gonna give him a B. Based on the fact that I think once we've got rid of Mark Neal, I think Essendon's been doing a lot better. And they're showing what they can be at this current point in time. So I have to give him a B, but I was thinking a C, but a B.
Ross Lyon.
Oh, see, I'm not a fan of Ross Lyon. I'll have to give him... See, I'll have to give him a C. If you had have told me to do this A to F, I would have probably given him a D in that regard.
Yeah, I haven't liked him at all.
No, I have to give him, like, it'd be very low B, C sort of range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris Scott.
I have to give him a B because Geelong with their superstar midfield should be doing better than they are.
Drew from the Gold Coast.
I'll give him a B just. Is his first year as coach, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give him a B because Gold Coast haven't been too bad. They've been competitive in a few games, but other games have just been... Their last quarters, they've just been shocking. And they're also, I think, the second ranked with injuries too. I could be wrong.
Yep. Leon Cameron, GWS.
C.
I'm disagreeing. I'm giving him a B.
A B. I think he's at the same level as Don Pike. They've been hit with injuries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Who have we got next? Melbourne and Simon Goodwin.
I'd give Simon Goodman an A just. Melbourne have looked good in a lot of games, but then they've just lost. Like they haven't really taken their chances. But I'd give him an A just.
Like it. Alistair Clarkson.
Nah, he's a B, middle of the ground. Hawthorn, they weren't expected to do much, but what he's doing with, yeah, I would give him a B. Yeah, I don't know.
Bradley Scott.
Oh, I'd have to give him an A because everyone thought North Melbourne were going to finish on the bottom. At one point, they were second on the ladder.
Yeah.
They've dropped
Still could.
away. They're
Yeah.
dropped slightly off, but they're still a huge chance of making the 8. So yeah, an A definitely. As much as I hate North Melbourne.
Yep. Port Adelaide's coach. Gee, I forget his name.
Ken Hinkley.
Kenny. Yep.
Yeah, I'd give Ken an A.
Yep. I agree.
Port Adelaide have gone well. Yeah.
Dimmer Hardwick. Obviously no.
Oh, he's in A. Can't dispute that.
Sydney and the horse.
Now, see, this is another tough one because Sydney, I don't think it's. I'd have to give him a B because Sydney's game plan, like game style, hasn't looked great at times this year. And I don't really know where they're going either. They're kind of like Geelong. Yeah, I'd give them a B.
St Kilda, Alan Richardson.
Now, you're probably going to disagree with me, but I'm going to have to kind of give him a C. They were expected to make the top 8 this year. Everyone thought they were.
I agree. Completely agree.
I think if Carlton beat St Kilda this week, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yep, well, I think they need to get rid of him, to be honest.
Yeah.
West Coast and Adam Simpson.
Yeah, no, here's an A. They've looked good West Coast even without. Oh, there was a rough patch with their 2 stars out in Darling and Kennedy, but no, I'll give him an A.
And the surfer, Luke Beveridge, our last one.
I'd have to give him a C. Western Bulldogs still have a lot of premiership stars. I know they've had injuries, but other teams have had injuries. I have to give him a C because Bulldogs at times have not looked good at all. Even though they did knock off Essendon and Geelong, yeah, no, they haven't looked good at times.
Fantastic, well done, done well.
Yeah, no, that was good, Butts.
Well, it's good thinking on my feet.
Yeah, yeah. I liked it.
So going into just trades in general, I want to start with the midfielders.
Yeah.
So I've looked at people that we're presuming now that everyone's pretty much really got their team set for the year, or very much so know exactly who they're going to bring in as all their premiums. So now we've gone and had a look. If you're in a final series and you don't have many trades left, like Marco, it'd be very beneficial to bring in someone who...
Like me. Jeez.
Yeah. Bring in someone who's going to be your 9th midfielder. So someone who's just going to sit on your bench. And I'm doing the midfielder. So I've gone and had a look, and I've got a lot of mid forwards. So if you don't have any trades left during finals, and your Nat Fyfe does his hamstring again, or whoever, Paddy Dangerfield is out for a week with concussion, it means you can just throw this guy on. You can throw in midfield or forward, and it means that you're not going to cop a 0, have to just trade out stupidly for Danger, who's only out for a week. And for someone who's going to hit you that 80 or 90 that you need, other than, using someone that's going to get a 40, say, as a rookie, like Nick Holman or whatever. Yeah. So I've looked at some and their prices, and I've looked at people that are under 400k, because I think there's absolutely no point bringing in someone who's not going to start on your field that's under 400, that's over 400,000. So I started with Christian Petracca. He's at wait and see. Scored 140 in the weekend, playing more midfield minutes now. He's averaging 81 for the year, and he's sitting at 396k. So keep an eye on him. Really good thing he's a mid forward as well. Taranto from GWS had a fantastic year. Again, he's a mid forward, and he's averaging 86. I think he's around that 470k mark. He is someone I would be really watching on, because if you're in a final and you're either going to have to cop a rookie or a 0, or you can cop Taranto still, get on him. Luke Shuey, averaging 84 for the year, but we know this guy is absolute class. He's a gun midfielder, and in the next couple of weeks, he'll start getting tagged instead of Andrew Gaff. And he's, I think, that 360k mark.
Bargain.
He'll start hitting... Pardon?
Bargain.
Yeah, he'll start hitting them 100 consistently now. Not big hundreds at all, just 100 around that mark. Josh Caddy's been low in form. He's low in price. I think he's a 370k, mid-forward again. averaging 89, which is phenomenal. But yeah, last 5 it's only averaging 65 or something like that. But yeah, keep an eye on him. And the one that I really like is Cam Guthrie from the Geelong Cats, the long-haired Yahoo. Is 322k. He's just a genuine midfielder. But yeah, I'd really have a look at this lad because when he's going, which I think he will start going to get him ready for finals, he'll start averaging that 90 mark, playing probably a back flank, not getting tagged at all. Not copying a forward tag, sorry. Yeah, and he's 322. He'll probably average about 80 or 90 for you. So just make sure we're looking at these extra players on the bench so that we don't have to just do a stupid trade to get a finals win. Marco is going to take you through the backs.
So the one I've really only found, there's been a few that you could probably bring in. There's Darcy Gardner's looked alright for Brisbane, is about 300k. There was another one from Adelaide, I can't think off the top of my head who it was. But the one I'd probably keep if you still have him and can afford to keep, or another one that you should probably bring back in if you've traded him out is old Duday. He's only 400k. He's just on the border. His price is probably going to still go up, but if you've got the trades and stuff, he's a great pick to just sit on your bench. Because he's, like Butts touched on before, he scored 120 and what was the other one, Butts? 105 around then. So yeah, here's another one I'd sit on your bench. Daniel Talia, I did see from Adelaide, he's averaging like 85. He's one that you could probably bring in. I think he might be slightly over 400k. Oh no, so he's at 350. Guys like that you bring in to sit on the bench. Connor McKenna averaging 73. He's only 300k. He's not scoring great, but he has had some big scores. Yeah, just players like that you want to bring in that they're averaging around the 80k mark and consistently, sorry, not the 80k mark, averaging the 80-point mark consistently, like Butler said. They're just good players to sit on your bench if you can afford to, instead of taking some 200k rookie score that's only scoring like 50 points. So I'd just look through the players and see who you could pick up there. They're my picks, Butts.
And I've just seen on Twitter too, Harley Bennell from Fremantle, the Lost Warrior, who's just a gun footballer, but just hasn't been able to get on the park the last couple of years.
Hasn't done himself any favours, has he?
No. He, 2016, 17, halfway through 18, so 2.5 years now, hasn't done much. 4 years before that, 2012, averaging 97, 13, 96, 14, 95, 15, 102. So they reckon that this guy may play this week or next week for Fremantle. He's only 25 years old, so he's actually pretty young. And he's sitting at 250k in SuperCoach. This guy would be absolutely perfect as a forward, but he'd be perfect just to throw on your bench. So keep an eye on him. If he plays 2 games and hits your 280s, just jump on. He's cheap as chips, and he'll nearly be able to loophole him during the week. Loophole him for one of your bad primos if they don't get a good score. But yeah, just keep an eye out for Harley Bennell.
Yeah, no, good pick, Butts.
So going on to our captain's corner. Do you want to start us off, Mark? Or?
Yeah, I can start. So it's getting that time of the year where you're probably set on who your main captains really are going to be, the ones that have just consistently got your scores. Like your captain SuperCoach, Maxi Gawn. This week I'm actually going to put the Vice on Maxi Gawn. He's on that, I think he's on that, twilight game on the Saturday against the Bulldogs. He'll go ham against them. I've actually put my captain on Zachy Merritt. So he's on the 7:25 game on Saturday night, playing the Gold Coast. Gold Coast, they've let off a few big scores against midfielders, consistently having midfielders score over 30 touches. Don't think they really tag, do they, Butler?
No, they don't.
No. So I reckon Zachy Merritt's going to run it right. So I'm going to put my captain on him this week. It's going to be a quick loophole to get
Very
Goonly
quick.
score, but I'll be watching the Essendon game anyway, so before that game I'll quickly loophole him on. But yeah, they're my picks this week.
Nice.
But
Yeah, it's very, very hard to go against Gorn. He's averaging 128 for the year, averaging 135 round average, which is numbers we haven't seen since Dusty Martin last year, consistently.
yeah,
But yeah, Maxi's just having a great year. So yeah, you've either got to chuck the VC or captain on him. Either way, it doesn't matter. Probably want to, with Gorn, if you've got the captain on him, probably don't take anything less than 130 from your vice captain. So I've looked at two players, either side of Gorn's game. I've looked at Patrick Cripps playing against St Kilda on Friday night. Massive game for Carlton, just in terms of showcasing what they're about. We know they've been crap all year. But yeah, St Kilda don't really tag. Tommy Mitchell had 45 against St Kilda.
in saying that, but
Yeah,
Jack Steele actually tagged out Ollie Wines last week, so he might go to Cripps.
maybe.
He might.
Interesting.
We'll see how he goes anyway.
Okay. Buy
Yeah.
beware then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he may go big. That'll be interesting to see if he does get tagged.
Yeah.
And then
I
on
will.
Sunday is Andrew Gaff, and they play Collingwood. Collingwood don't tag. Sluggy said, but Greenwood will tag him. Greenwood's been playing back flank for the last month.
Pendlebury's really been their run with player, but even now he hasn't been because he's getting his own ball now.
Or he can't be now because Trelaw.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think Gaff's gonna. I reckon he's gonna really go big this week. Yeah, so I'd definitely be having a good in. Brodie Grundy is someone you're really gonna have to look at.
Yeah.
I think he's just too quick around the grounds. He's too smart for Nick Nat Nui around the grounds. He's not going to stop him. Nick Nat might do all right in the taps and that.
Tom Mitchell's even probably a choice against Brisbane, but then you've got Jared Berry tagging, who I think's been doing all
Yeah,
right,
and
so.
Jared tagged Fife. Was it Fife? I think he tagged Fife. Yeah, he did. He tagged Fifey last week and then 2 weeks ago, and then when Fife got injured, he went straight to
Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there if they tag him. Which I think they will, because it's a really good learning curve for a kid like Jared.
Oh yeah, it'd be big for the club if he could get up and tagging real well.
And we know if you stop Mitchell, and I don't know why teams don't do it every week. If you stop Mitchell, you stop Hawthorn.
Yeah. But there has been games though where Mitchell got his cheap 50 disposals and done nothing to influence the game. So it could even turn out being like that. But
Maybe, but why would you risk it?
exactly right.
And that's all we've got time for today, Marco.
Yeah, that's it.
Done well. I enjoyed myself today, just the two of us.
Yeah.
And yeah, another big week of footy and a few really good games. I'm really looking forward to getting all my planning done for school and then chucking the TV on at 3:20 on a Sunday afternoon and watching North Melbourne and Sydney. I'm really looking forward to that game. It's going to be, and Sydney have a few out as well.
Yeah, they do. It's going to be interesting to see if Sydney can win that. I don't reckon they will.
It'll be interesting.
We'll see how
At
we go.
home as well. So.
Yeah.
And it'll be Essendon should go berserk this week too.
Oh, I'm hoping they do. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to see how Collingwood goes against West Coast, because I reckon that's the game of the round. That or GWS and Richmond.
I think tomorrow night's game is going to be really, really good as well. Adelaide versus Cats, but it's at Adelaide, so I reckon it might be pretty close.
Actually, I reckon so. Before we wrap up, I reckon there's a lot to take out of the Thursday night game with Adelaide and Geelong. There's going to be a lot to take out of St Kilda and Carlton. We're going to see where Melbourne's at against Bulldogs.
Brisbane beat Hawthorn last time they played.
They did,
But
so that's
6 weeks ago.
There's a bit of interest around that. See how they're going to go down in Tassie. I think Gold Coast, Essendon's probably the shoe-in for the week. Maybe even Port against Freo. But yeah, Richmond and GWS at Spotless is going to be interesting to see if Richmond
Big
can actually travel, stop the haters. West Coast and Collingwood. Yeah, if West Coast can win at the MCG without Kennedy or Darling, that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And then yeah, there's a lot to take out of North and Sydney as well. So it's actually a pretty big week of footy.
Yeah. And Sydney is only one game in the 8 as well. So
I think Sydney have won nearly every game at Etihad this year, haven't they? Apart from the one they played against Richmond.
not sure.
I think they've done well
But
at Etihad anyway this year. The old Swans.
I'm actually, yeah. Looks like to be a rip around, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
And I think it's going to have big, big. Oh, I don't know the word, but big
Implications.
Yeah, big implications on the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are 8-point games, 2 finals going at it. And even Friday night's game, it's going to be boring, crap game, crap standard. But it's probably going to be really close. And it'll showcase a lot of the kids, and a lot of people have got Carlton players in their SuperCoach team.
As a hater for Carlton, I'd love to see him get smashed. I'd love it.
No worries, mate. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah. Thanks for
Lovely
having
night.
us. Yeah. Thanks for having us, Butler. It was a good one. Good as
No
always.
worries, mate.
Yeah.
Bloody oath. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.